Austin. And this new group of Sooners hunting for their own title. Texas stands in the way once again in the regular season, perhaps in the postseason as well. Katie Stewart is the highlight for the Longhorns lineup. She gets the start at short. They've made some changes defensively. Katie was fabulous last year in the regular season when they took 2 of 3 from Oklahoma en route to the Big 12 regular season championship. Sooners got them in the Big 12 tournament and then for the national championship a year ago, and they meet again here today. Sam Landry, the senior transfer, will get the start. All Sun Belt selection during her days at Louisiana.
Landry's been great this year. Look at those free passes, just 23 on the year. That's really one of the keys. She makes her opponents earn those runs against her. That ERA below 2, 5th in the SEC.
Packed house, gorgeous night here in Norman for game 1 of our 3-game series. And it's Ashton Maloney to lead things off and takes a look at strike 1.
And they pulled right field. They've got 3 infielders on the left side of the field for the short game of Ashton Maloney. So no one in right field at all right now.
This has become much more prevalent now with the analytics making their way into college softball in big-time fashion. So that is Agbayani, the second baseman, over playing where the shortstop usually is. Garcia moves into the 5-6 hole. And Abby Dayton, the right fielder, essentially playing second base. Maloney, the junior out of Liberty, Missouri, top 10 in the SEC batting average. The first 5 in the lineup for Texas tonight, all 400 hitters. It's fouled back into the screen.
Well, think of how huge it is, too, for Sam Landry not to come inside, or even you think about the off-speed. I mean, if Ashton Maloney gets ahead of anything, I mean, it's borderline inside the park home run. That's how much there's a gap in right field.
Two from Landry. And a swing, but also did that hitter
went off the foot. Yeah, but in the box.
So she'll come back.
Ouch.
Yep. This Texas offense, the 4th best batting average in the country. Their pitching staff is also top 10 in ERA. They are the only team in America with both of those in the top 10. Well-rounded group of Longhorns. Full count.
Isabella Emmering, the catcher for Oklahoma, so good at framing pictures, trying to bring those pitches back into the zone.
She sold it to the crowd,
yeah,
but it was
she
the ball.
did sell it to the crowd, Jess.
Right back to Landry, 1 down.
This atmosphere, you guys, I know we've talked about it. We talked about it in the open. Sellout crowd, just the anticipation. First time Texas in this stadium, but every pitch, this crowd is locked in right now.
Home of the 8-time national champions. Texas on the short list to win a first national championship. After playing in the finals 2 of the last 3 seasons, Oklahoma has gotten in their way both times. Here's Kaiten Henry, the center fielder. .436 on the season. She too is top 10 in the conference. Mike White loves her unpredictability here near the top of the lineup. She can go short, she can swing away. And Bella Emmerling over to fix, I think she just fixed her watch to Make sure she's got the pitch calls proper. And here's the scout on Landry.
Yeah, she's going to be mid to high 60s. She's got really good down movement. She misses barrels by having a lot of break through the zone, but she also does a good job of mixing pitches. She's got a good changeup she'll use, so a lot of drop rise, a little bit of out when she's throwing away from lefties, so she can hit all 4 quadrants. Very effective.
Doesn't throw the rise as much, but she's got great chase on that.
Yes.
Hard to lay off it. Right, Mendoza?
That's a good one.
1-2 to Henry. Got her. 2 down.
Well, the one thing about Landry this year is just how exact she is with her command, but also the control of the pitch. Look at the location of this. It is right on the inner half. Good down movement, but it's where it's located. She comes right underneath the hands of Henry, and Henry just cannot barrel that up. One of my favorite analytics, the whip right there below 1. It shows you're doing a really good job of keeping hitters and runners off base. So it's walks and hits per innings pitched. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it tells the story.
It does.
Of course, Michelle Smith, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist pitcher, who rakes. Don't want to sell you short there. Here's Mia Scott. She was the hero midweek in a 1-0 win over Oklahoma State. She drove in the game winner. That win was the 15th against a top 25 RPI opponent for Texas. That is the most in the country. And it saw their RPI jump from 8 up to 6. RPI, of course, a big criteria for the selection committee as we get closer now to the postseason. And again, Landry with a 2-strike count. You don't get Scott with the swing and miss very often. Chops that to second, and Agbayani makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 start. Sooners picking up the bats when we come back. The sport, there's some bad blood between these two on opposite sides of that Red River. And so much at stake here late in the season. They are both tied for second place in the SEC, a game behind A&M. We're going to keep an eye on Ella Parker. The DP has been fighting through injury this season. Has really started to pick it up, though. Look at the last 8 games, 9 hits with 8 runs batted in. It's a Sooner lineup, guys, that can take you out of the park with their power, but also very patient, and they can really hurt you with free passes that come around to score.
219 on the year, Beth.
Here's Cassidy Pickering to lead things off in the championship series in Oklahoma City a year ago. Home runs in both of those games to propel OU over Texas for the championship. And she is on the short list for SEC Player of the Year honors out of Humble, Texas. Patty Gasso says she has developed into a professional hitter.
Just watch her eye. 41 walks, leads the team. 529 on base.
And a strikeout for Tegan Kavan, and a good start for her. Kavan, the righty sophomore out of West Des Moines, Iowa. 3rd in the country in wins with 20.
Yeah, and she has the ability to move the ball all around the zone. Rise ball, very effective. Drop ball falls off the table. Good velocity, around 70 miles an hour. Look at those splits, Jess. Just great variation on those pitches.
Well, she's throwing some rise balls early, guys. 54% of the time. That's also a pitch that Oklahoma hits for sub 300. 20-3 on the year for Tegan. Certainly a pitcher of the year candidate. Back-to-back 20-win seasons. That hasn't happened since Blair Luna at Texas in 2013 and 14. Kavan took a loss against Oklahoma last year. They ended up playing 6 times, 3 in the regular season, a Big 12 championship, and then the championship series. Got the confidence to throw that change in any count. Mia Scott under this one. 2 down. So here comes Parker with the lower leg issue, but she's playing through it. And they need her in that lineup. They love her in that lineup, even if she may not be at 100%.
And it's that right lower leg too, so you just kind of watch how she's able to transfer weight to that front foot. She says it hurts her the most though when she runs, and she laughs like it's a lot easier when I hit it over the wall and I can just jog around the bases.
Let's try. Still hitting 386 on the season, although the power numbers have dropped. But she was a freshman All-American last year, a member of the All-World Series team. Look at the difference now in the last 6 games as she's starting to settle in.
She's in a constant pain, and I think the transition hasn't been so much mechanical but more mental, of understanding, okay, the pain's going to be there. I've got to figure out a way to get through it, and that's the transformation we're seeing in those numbers.
Yeah, Patty Gasso said it was almost a mental fatigue from the pain.
Chops that 2-1 pitch to Katie Simmons at first, and both starters open up with 1, 2, 3 innings. Scoreless through 1 in Norman.
Series. I talked to her about joining Oklahoma this year after 3 years at Louisiana, and she said, you know, early in my career here, I was like, am I good enough? Do I belong in this circle that has had so many legends like Paige Parker, Keilani Ricketts, and others, Jordy Ball? She said, now I believe I do belong. She's worked on her breathing techniques, her mindset, her confidence is what's helping her be superb right now.
And she will need all of those against Reese Atwood. Thank you so much, Holly. It's 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Landry, a 3-time SEC Pitcher of the Week, so she has not only settled in the Southeastern Conference, but has excelled. Picked up a couple of wins and a save in their Mississippi State Series win last weekend. And the challenge here with Reese Atwood, 5 RBI away from 200 for her career, just a junior. There are only 4 other active players that have hit that mark. Just a matter of time before she becomes their all-time home run leader as well.
And it's such a good matchup for her too. She really does well against the drop ball. You see how wide she is in her stance, how low she gets. She's struggled with the rise at times, but that drop ball, she can get underneath very well.
Ground ball, and that'll jump over the glove of Garcia. That's a great sign for Atwood, because over the course of her career has not hit it well against the Sooners. So she starts out with the base hit here.
She's just so strong. I mean, get this one on the hands. Landry actually did a good job coming inside. Strong enough, pokes it through the 5-6 hole to get the first base runner we've seen in this game.
That'll bring up Jolie Mitchell, the DP. Thinking about the bunt, even though she hits 400. Didn't play midweek Wednesday. Coming back from a forearm bruise, she'll start out this series as the DP, not the first baseman. Hitting 450, guys, with a runner on base. The 5th-year grad student who transferred from Notre Dame, 6th year, excuse me. Landry misses up and away. And with the convo, we'll remind you, Jolie, you may have seen the play where the LSU base runner almost knocked her down rounding a base a couple weeks ago, and Jolie didn't say a word, just stepped up to the plate. Next time up, pow, home run. Had the correct response. That was one of her 2 home runs in her last 3 hits.
Let that bat do the talking.
Ground ball to second, could be 2. Agbayani to Garcia, over to Sanders, double play.
This is an Oklahoma team very young on this infield. Agbayani, the transfer from BYU. Gabby Garcia, the shortstop freshman. How about the turn? A 4-6-3 double play over to Sid Sanders at first. Just really pretty work. That's the 18th double play of the year for this defense.
Look at that. They are the only Power 4 tandem middle infielders that has not committed an error in their conference play. And they're both new this year. Alina Torres and Tiare Jennings have moved on. Part of that great senior class.
It's also a huge reason why Mike White tried the sacrifice bunt with Jolie Mitchell. He knows how good this defense is, trying to get Reese Atwood in scoring position. Ends up now with 2 outs.
0-2 count to Katie Stewart. Got to be careful with Katie. In batting practice earlier, she was hitting home runs so far, they should have counted for 2 instead of 1.
They left the stadium. I mean, unbelievable strength.
Got under it. Landry able to jam her in the fly ball. The double play able to erase the first base hit of the ball game. With just 2 weeks remaining in the regular season, the selection show, 2 hours of coverage for you. Sunday night, May 11th. Then regional weekend, super regional weekend, and the 43rd Women's College World Series just up the road in Oklahoma City, May 29th to June 6th. That SEC tournament is going to be absolute chaos. Could be all 15 teams going to the NCAA tournament. Half of them could be hosting in the NCAA tournament. And there have been 7 different champions in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's the key right there. 7 different champions in the last decade. It's, wow.
Here's 4, 5, and 6. And the 0-2 pitch to Nelly McEnroe-Marinas just misses.
Well, and back to your point, it's a difference maker, that SEC tournament. We've seen teams from the middle of the pack win that tournament, go on to be able to host. A lot of big opportunities left in this season.
There's a shot. That'll get all the way to the wall and right center. And McEnroe-Marinas continues at her torrid pace in SEC play.
You see the C on her jersey. She's a captain as a redshirt freshman. What I love about the way she hits, though, is her ability to go opposite field, hit the ball where it's pitched. She's got great hands, can handle anything up in the zone, inside, but there, opposite field, we've seen opposite field home runs. You see the energy, it just leaks to everyone else on this team.
Chance for Oklahoma to take the lead now with a runner in scoring position. It's Sid Sanders, the senior out of San Marcos. Had a huge hit to help them clinch game 2 in the Champ Series against Texas last June. One of just 2 returning position players from the 4-peat champs that spent most of the time in the field. Of course, Pickering the other, and then Ella Parker, their DP. They've had a few other reserves that have stepped up into bigger roles. And now the count goes to 3-1. Chris Neighbors behind the plate today. Robert Guest at first, Marty Abazishan at third. And Sanders goes fishing for that rise ball. Hey, the NBA playoffs are coming up tonight with 3 games on the ESPN networks. There's your trio, Boston and Orlando starting shortly. Coming up after us, Bucks, Pacers, and then Lakers, T-Wolves. And Sanders draws the walk 2 on with nobody out. Atwood will chat again with Kavan as they get ready to face Ailana Agbayani, the junior transfer from BYU. Another 300 hitter in this lineup. Over 400 with a runner in scoring position. And that'll drop in front of the left fielder, Ashton Maloney, and the bases are loaded.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this is a situation where Texas was expecting a potential bunt by Agbayani. Look at the corners. They're way up, and she is first pitch swinging. Just gets a ball she can crush, Jess.
Beautiful swing, too. Ailana comes into this super aggressive, and this is a different Oklahoma team when they are aggressive early in the count, especially against Tegan Kavan. Nellie McEnroe, Marinas, who was on second base, had to pause, hesitate there for a minute, wasn't sure if it was going to get caught. That's why she only got to third.
Yeah, and in that situation, as a pitcher, that first pitch needs to be thrown a little bit differently in that situation.
Let's check in with Holly.
For the Oklahoma Sooners, so many new faces on this roster. 13 new players or transfers entered this team this year. Patty Gasso did a lot of competitive situations this fall, putting them in hard situations, so when they took the field this spring, they were ready to compete for Oklahoma. But not only that, they had to do a lot of chemistry building off the field. They had a murder mystery party, a Just Dance competition, lots of game nights, even here at the stadium. You can feel their chemistry starting to build at the right time of the year.
Yeah, they have the energy. Here's one of those newcomers. Bella Emmerling has 2 Grand Slams this year. Started out her career at North Carolina. That's blocked low by Atwood, 1-1.
Kavan losing that drop ball a little bit short. She's been coming in at about 41 feet.
Scott charges. Her only play is to first, and a run will score for Oklahoma.
I think she still had a chance at home. I don't know if that was just her commitment. I see the momentum, but Mia Scott is very athletic. It wouldn't have been an easy play, but she comes across. She has time to plant. Still go home because it is a force.
Well, and it's a potential double play because Emmerly is right-handed. I think you have to make every effort to go home to keep that first run off the board. I agree, Jess. Go home, try to get that out.
And she didn't even look that way.
No.
So the run comes in. 2 in scoring position for Abby Dayton, another one of the newcomers, the transfer from Utah. Third-team All-American last year. 2 years ago, she played with the Utes in the World Series. On the run, and that will get out of play. They are awfully good when they score first. And they hold off on the rise there. The infield is still pulled in here with just the 1 out.
This is where Tegan Kavan needs that swing and miss. If she can get a strikeout here, still so many ways to score a run.
And she gets one. 2 down, her second strikeout.
And this is big. Being able to go upstairs, this is where her rise ball is so good. We talk about the drop, we talk about the change, but really this is the best pitch. Coming upstairs, you see how big Dayton's eyes get. Now 2 down. A big out for Texas.
That allows the infield to move back. Here's Hannah Core in the 9 spot. A couple of hits, a walk, and a run in here for OU. Kavan across for a strike. To second, Leanne Good is there, and that will end the threat. So a couple stranded, but one home, and Oklahoma grabs the lead. NCAA records, 71-game winning streak. There's Tiare Jennings, too, and an NCAA tournament record, 20-game win streak. But as good as they were, this current group of Sooners is trying to at least talk their way into winning one of their own, although the weight of the history is always kind of lingering here. The expectation is you're going to challenge and compete for a title.
One of the things Patty Gasso has talked about is crowds like this. You know, this is something new for them. I mean, a lot of these newer players, yes, the history of the program, but also the expectation of all of these fans, something they've never had in their lives.
7, 8, 9 here for Texas. Katie Simmons.
Well, to your point about Oklahoma, you know, Patty tells this team, we don't have to win a 5th national championship. This team just needs to go out and win one pitch at a time, trying to take that pressure off them.
Simmons just got a piece of it. She actually said she's been pleasantly surprised that they are where they are. And has to remind them, oh, by the way, we're still winning a lot of games. And they are still in the hunt for the SEC championship, along with Texas. Texas A&M, Tennessee, Florida, all still very much in the chase. They're all going to see a lot of each other, too, these last 2 weekends, which is great for fans. Oklahoma has both Texas and Florida. Texas will close out next weekend with Kentucky at home.
Boy, a heavy dose of change-ups to Simmons, and they come back down with that drop ball. Just trying to keep her off balance. Yeah, these last 2 weeks, Beth, Jess, are just...
Ooh, Tennessee hosting Texas A&M at the end of the year.
Wow.
Let's go.
That'll be good stuff. Got her upstairs as we check in with Holly Rowe.
All of the pressure that this team could feel trying to four-peat, and I spoke with Sam Landry, Nellie McEnroe Marinas yesterday, and they said, we're doing a great job of just trying to win our first. They don't want the outside noise and the outside expectations to put pressure on their shoulders. They're doing a ton of mental conditioning work. Patty Gasso taking that pressure off, and she said it. They have already exceeded my expectations with just 5 losses so far this season. So they do not want to embrace that pressure of a 5-peat. They're ready to just 1-peat for this group.
Absolutely. Here's Leanne Good thinking about the bunt.
Well, they're trying to bunt to the right side because Sydney Sanders, the first baseman, stays back. It's a hole that they're trying to expose, but they haven't gotten it down.
Another 2-strike count. He's thrown 10 pitches this inning, 8 of them for strikes. Bounces outside the line. Well, there's what the Sooners have done. How about a record of 23-15 the last 4 years? Never shut out, never run ruled. over 50% of their wins were run rules. Ground ball to second. 2 down. When you think about the great dynasties over the years in softball, of course, Arizona in the 90s, UCLA in the 80s. You think of UConn basketball and Penn State volleyball and North Carolina soccer. That pursuit of perfection and greatness. So many people want to watch athletes at their peak, and so many others want to watch that dynasty fall.
Something for everybody, right?
One thing's for sure, they watch.
That's right. Intrigue. What's going to happen?
The other thing they like to watch is a team that is like this Texas club, like head coach Mike White, knocking on the door so many times, so close. Can they break through to win that first one? Mike with so much success, first at Oregon, and now here at Texas in his 7th season. I believe the streak is still alive. Super regionals at least every year for his teams.
Yeah, played men's fast pitch, outstanding pitcher himself. It's a great job at building complete clubs.
Hey, we got another good one coming your way. Sunday night baseball. It's the Phillies and the NL Central leading Chicago Cubs. Coming your way from Wrigley Field Sunday night, 7 Eastern. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown.
Cubs are red hot. Phillies just got swept by the Mets.
Love this overlap of all the sports and seasons. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, softball and baseball now in full swing. Here's Katie Bennett in the 9 spot in the lineup. 1 base runner, 1 hit for Texas. That was wiped out by a double play. Otherwise, Landry, a strong start, and down goes Bennett. 3rd strikeout for Sam.
Sam Landry using that pitch at the top of the zone to induce the swing and miss. A nice rise ball at the top. 3 strikeouts through the first 9 for Sam Landry.
Lost midweek to Clemson. But there's been a lot. That's the most, I think, is 5 in 1 season. So there doesn't seem to be a clear-cut postseason favorite. Everybody's got a little something that's really good about them and a little something that still is off that they need to try and clean up.
Well, it just speaks volumes of the sport, the parity. In the past, we probably could have picked 7 of the 8 teams that would make it to the Women's College World Series. I feel confident that I could maybe be at 50% this year. I mean, there's just so many good clubs, and anyone can beat anyone.
Here's Cassidy Pickering back to the top of the order. Kavan struck her out the first time up. A run across last inning for Oklahoma. They stranded a pair. And there's another hard hit ball for the Sooners and a base hit for Cassidy.
She does such a good job at getting pitches that she can hit in the zone. And for Cassidy Pickering, I just love the way that she's able to go upstairs, get this, but look at the power position she gets herself in, right into that front leg. Beautiful job. She struck out her last at bat and then makes the adjustment here, her second at bat.
Well, and Jess, she struck out on a rise ball outside. I'm actually surprised they came back inside to her because she is so strong on the inner half. You go there when you're ahead, you can throw a ball. When you have to throw a strike, you don't ever want to go there. She takes off the second.
Well, I don't know if Atwood didn't see her with the peripheral vision or what happened. I think Texas wants to challenge to see if Pickering left the base too soon.
The ruling on the field is the runner left on time. Texas is challenging that the runner left early. The previous play is under further review.
So back to the review center at SEC headquarters.
Oh yeah, she looks
did.
off.
Yep,
she's way
gone.
off.
She's gone.
Yeah.
That looks like a good challenge for Texas. Going to be an out.
Way out, yeah.
After review, it's been determined the runner left early at first base. The runner's out. The ruling is changed. That is Texas's first challenge.
First of their 2 challenges is a good one.
What's interesting is she did catch Reese Atwood off guard. She did not need to leave early. I think she would have had this base stolen. She leaves a good half a step before the ball is released.
Well, it's interesting. She's only stolen 2 bases on the year. I think that's a missed sign. I don't know if that was supposed to be a hit and run,
Might
a
have
button
been, yeah.
run,
But
something.
Reese wasn't even ready to throw.
Yeah.
It caught her off guard.
There's a well-struck ball. Deep center field. Back it goes and gone. Gabby Garcia. 13th of the season, a solo shot.
Yes, young softball fan, hold on to that ball. One of the biggest goals for the Oklahoma Sooners coming into this against Tegan Cavan is be aggressive early. You don't want to get behind on such a great pitcher. Beautiful job. Look at the back leg getting to this. This pitch is middle away, not a pitch that you're normally to hit out of the park. Tell you what, Gabby Garcia, you look at her, she's not this big, physical, tall player, but she brings the pop with that swing. Gets Oklahoma another run.
Ella Parker base hit, and now they are putting things together offensively.
Well, their first pitch swinging, they have come out very aggressive early on here. The second time through the lineup.
There's back-to-back batters swinging away first pitch.
Back on the inner half, trying to get underneath the hands of Ella Parker, and it's very difficult to do. Same thing. Garcia on the outer half looked like she was diving into that.
And that down on the field talking to Oklahoma, I'm like, what's your approach to Tegan Cavan? Get on her early, not just scoring early, but swinging early in the count. You see Mac Morgan running out to the bullpen to warm up. Sure, not what Mike White expected with Tegan Cavan, but a lot of it's been the adjustments the second time through the order.
Well, we talked about the top of the lineup, too. They're hoping to get things cooking quickly. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 6 in this order for Oklahoma have all reached base here in the first 3 innings. And that's getting the party started in Norman. Fans giving Mike White a hearty hello this afternoon.
It's the rivalry.
It's good stuff. Horns and Sooners. It's only the first of a 3-game set. Here's Nellie Mack. Tied for the home run and RBI leads in SEC play coming into the weekend. After she sat out as a redshirt last year. And she will deliver with another base hit. 4 hits in a row to start out this 3rd inning.
And Smitty, you know this. They're right on time with her. We haven't seen a whole lot of off-speed from Cavan and not changing the eye levels. The thing Nellie does so well is go opposite field. We saw her double on a changeup that was out. She hit it off the wall. Now she gets a pitch away. This is beautiful. It's like put it up on a tee how you want it. Most hitters can't do that, though.
Couple on base for Sid Sanders. Walked her first time up.
There's the changeup there, Smitty. That's the pitch she absolutely needs right now to get going. It has not been an effective pitch for her so far.
No, back-to-back change-ups to Sid Sanders. First for a strike, second one for a ball, but right now it just looks like Oklahoma is hunting outside pitches. The righties. actually surprised that she's not going upstairs a little bit more with her rise ball.
Another 3-ball count to Sanders. Parker at second. Nellie Mack at first. And Sanders walks for the second time. Second inning in a row. The bases are loaded for Oklahoma. Here's Agbayani, opposite field, back it goes! Grand slam, Oklahoma!
With the opposite field power in this inning. Agbayani, look at the pitch location. This is off the plate. Clearly a plan not just to swing early in counts, but also attack anything away. She gets a pitch up in the zone. Beautiful job with her hands to drive it, clearing barely over left field. Second home run for Agbayani.
Straight hits, 2 of them home runs will chase Tegan Cavan. And Oklahoma has busted it open. So it is the shortest outing of the year for Texas ace Tegan Cavan. And the grand slam from Ailana Agbayani ends her start, and Mac Morgan will now come on out of the bullpen with 1 out here in the third. The senior out of Creighton, Missouri. And she will provide you with a steady dose of drop balls. Almost 90% of her pitches this year down in the zone.
Yeah, you know what you're hunting when you see Mac Morgan in the circle against you.
Seven and 3 on the season with a 2.95 ERA. Her 7th relief appearance of the year. Bella Emmerling fouls off the 2-0 pitch. She had an infield ground out to drive in a run her last time up. And then Oklahoma following that up with a 5-run inning here and still working. 2-2. It's been the MO for Patty Gasso's offenses over the year. They jump on you quick.
Oh, they take advantage of everything that they are given. The free passes, pitches that miss the mark.
Morgan gets a strikeout there, 2 down. Sid Sanders, who walked in the inning, came in to score on the home run, so that's their 39th game that a free pass has come in to score. There's a nice pitch from Morgan there.
Drop ball in the outer half.
Dayton lines out, but a 6-0 lead for Oklahoma, courtesy of the long ball.
Sooners, big inning in the third. Gabby Garcia, the freshman, jumping on this outside pitch to hit it out and get things going. grip. Ailana Agbayani going opposite field. 5 runs in this 3rd inning.
Thank you, Holly. Yeah, Patty Gasso was talking about adapting to the SEC atmosphere and embracing the energy, whether it's at home or on the road. And for Sam Landry, that growth in the spotlight. As you know, Smitty, it can get awfully lonely out there in that chalk circle.
Oh, 100%. You have to remember Sam Landry, when she pitched against Texas when she was at Louisiana, she had a 9.0 ERA against Texas. So, and Patty Gasso will say, I've got the best pitching coach in the country with Jen Rocha. And Jen Rocha has really just done a lot of work with Sam Landry to get her in a spot where she is confident in that circle. She's got tools to work with, and she's focused on the right things.
She's also funky. I mean,
Yeah.
I think about facing her and the way that she gets her body into positions. You'll see her step towards the first base dugout and yet be able to go away to lefties into righties. Fields her position well.
Yes.
Back to the top of the order here for Texas.
And to your point, Jess, right, she uses angles. So she steps left, she'll cut back underneath. So she's using movement of the ball, but also angles at which the ball approaches the plate.
Maloney grounded out her first time up. And the swing and miss there, 1 down.
And even though she's a right-handed pitcher, look how tough this look is for a lefty. You see the ball almost like a screwball, even though it's a drop, and it's because her momentum is taking her towards the first base dugout, and she's throwing it across the plate. It's such a tough angle for hitters to hit.
4th of the day for Landry. That'll bring up Caden Henry, a strikeout victim in the 1st. Longhorns will try and work their way back into it. The nice thing about this lineup is they are not reliant on 1 or 2 people. They have 5 batters that hit over 400, 3 batters with double-digit home runs, 4 players with an on-base percentage of over 500. And when you talk about Reese Atwood and Katie Stewart, who we may see in this inning, one of just 3 pairs of teammates that have over 60 RBI on the season.
On the 60 RBI, rely on the top of the order getting on base, and Landry's been tough, keeping everybody off base. No free passes, just the 1 hit given up, which was doubled off.
And there's a ton of speed at the top of this order, and she's been able to strike out both Maloney and Henry.
One, 2. And now Henry twice. That one, a beautiful changeup.
And when you're pitching and you have a lead, you get to play a little bit. You get to pull the change up coming in at 58 miles an hour after you're throwing a drop ball at 71 miles an hour. And so right now, Sam Landry is in her cookie zone as a pitcher.
She struck out 4 of 5, Smitty.
That was really good math, Beth. I'm really impressed with that. I saw you counting.
I'm getting better.
On your
It's all about professional growth with you guys. Here's Mia Scott. Deep fly ball, back to the track, back to the wall, and that one will get out. Home run, Texas. And Mia Scott will slow down that trot and touch them all.
A little taste. The own medicine. The Sooners have been showing up, hitting the ball opposite field very well. Mia Scott, such a strong hitter. You see what she can do with her lower half. She gets it actually underneath this ball. It's up in the zone. This is a fly ball for most hitters, but because Mia Scott is so strong, able to hit this one out.
Well, that's one area where Landry can be a little bit weak. That's the 13th home run of the year that she has given up I think both pitchers, Cavan and Landry, when you start throwing that off speed a lot, you've got to sit and you've got to think opposite field with everything. Keep the barrel inside the ball, let the ball travel deep in the zone.
7th of the season for Mia, who extends her hitting streak now to 10 games in a row. And a little bit of life for the burnt orange. Here's Reese Atwood. Mia likes playing against OU. 4th straight year against the Sooners with a long ball. Atwood fooled by that pitch. 1-1.
It's the same pitch that struck out Caden Henry. Reese Atwood, we're not seeing Texas pick up that changeup at all. That's why you're seeing such a big amount of time from them swinging and the ball coming over. You guys, this crowd and adrenaline is playing a part, I think, in Texas in their at-bats right now.
One misses low. Last year, Reese was one of the 3 finalists for National Player of the Year honors, a first-team All-American. .23 home runs and a school record 90 runs batted in, single season mark. And establishing herself as the best slugger in school history. Hey, how about week 5 of the UFL? Saturday night on ESPN, got a game for it, and then a doubleheader on Sunday that will start at noon Eastern on ESPN with the Defenders and Renegades. UFL action coming your way on this beautiful sunny Friday night in Norman. We're back, we hope, Mother Nature permitting, for a noon start tomorrow, and then game 3 of the series on Sunday. Full count to Reese Atwood. And Atwood draws the walk. Base runner for Jolie Mitchell, who hit into the double play her first time up. Jolie had a streak earlier this year where she reached base in 23 straight games. Runner goes, and the throw down, and a stolen base for Reese Atwood.
Well, that is just running on the pitch. This Reese Atwood does not steal a lot of bases, or 6th of the year, but sees it's a changeup and takes off.
So now in scoring position for Mitchell, trying to chip away. That home run, by the way, for Mia Scott, that means that Texas has now scored a run in 80 straight games. And the first confab with Jen Rocha out of the dugout. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Mike White, when we spoke to him earlier this week, said part of their strategy today would be to be a little more patient at the plate and force Sam Landry to pitch a lot, throw a lot of pitches, get her tired. And they're doing that. This inning, you can see they've been a little bit more patient at the plate, taking pitches, fouling things off. Reese Atwood drawing that walk. This has been part of their plan. They didn't maybe execute it well in the first couple of innings, but they are in this inning, and that's causing some issues for Landry.
Yeah, and Holly, a big credit to that, to Mia Scott. I think we've seen a different Sam Landry since the home run. She's been nibbling a lot more, not trying to give that pitch that can get hit out of the park. Texas responding by taking those pitches well.
Pitch counts up to 63. It's a short turnaround with tomorrow's game scheduled for 11 a.m. local time. There's a well-struck ball out to center, and diving and not able to make the catch is Kaur. It bounced in front of her, and a run will score. RBI single for Jolie Mitchell.
What an effort, though, for Hannah Kaur. And I thought she had this. It ends up getting to the ground. Nice job, too, by Jolie Mitchell to find grass. Oh, just barely hops before. I'll tell you what, this is a huge risk. This would have scored 2 runs if it gets by her. Kaur, though, great center fielder, Reed. I thought she had it on the fly.
So that ends up being a costly walk, and then the heads-up stolen base for Atwood to get into scoring position to come home. And now another in scoring position for Katie Stewart.
And you guys, this is a huge response for Texas. They give up 5 runs. This crowd is rocking. Now they're quieted down. Mia Scott the home run, and now an RBI single for Jolie Mitchell.
Yeah, and more importantly, they obviously have her changeup picked to be able to run on it. So we'll see if they make any adjustments with the bat now.
Stewart flew out to right her first time up.
And to Holly's report, we've seen a different pitcher. Remember, Sam Landry struck out the first 2 batters. She was absolutely dominant. Mia Scott hits the home run. Now a lot of picking from Sam Landry and trying to live on the edge.
Well, and she certainly appeared to want to pitch to Katie Simmons here a lot more than she wanted to pitch to Katie Stewart. So here comes Simmons, who she struck out the first time up. There is some activity now in the OU bullpen. Isabella Smith, the right-hander, is up. A Texas turn of events here in the top of the 4th.
Man, if they do have the changeup, that would have been a good time to sit on it. This is the part of the order, 7, 8, 9 hitters for Texas that have struggled. This has been the one weakness for Texas.
Yeah, Katie Simmons is weak on the changeup. She got a healthy dose of them her last at-bat and then struck out on the rise ball.
I would sit change if I was her.
Just going to say that, Jess. I would be just sitting, just waiting for that 58-mile-an-hour pitch.
With Mitchell and Stewart aboard. Ground ball back up the middle. Great range by Garcia to get there, to get the runner at second base for the 3rd out. But a couple come home for Texas and a 6-2 OU lead.
After 2 strikeouts to start this inning, Mia Scott comes out with 2 outs, puts Texas on the board, changed the whole complexity of this game. Texas, not just the 1 run, scored another one for 2 here in the 4th.
Yeah, the Texas team wearing the green bows in their hair for Kylie Jones and Coach Jamie Strins. The terrible car crash accident last week.
Yeah, the softball community devastated, losing 2 of our own. Absolutely horrific. I appreciate Texas wearing the ribbons.
Yep.
Yeah, very thoughtful.
Longhorns here in Norman to face Oklahoma. The Sooners on top, 6-2. A 5-run 3rd inning. They sent 8 to the plate last inning. So here's Hannah Kaur, 9, and then back to the top of the order. They've chased the starter, Tegan Kavan McMorgan, now pitching to her 3rd batter of the night. The first 2 innings, 2 for 8 with a walk, a run scored. They left a couple on, and then the explosion there in the 3rd inning with 5 straight hits, a home run, and a grand slam.
It's that 2nd time through the order, making the adjustments, knowing what they're hunting, and being aggressive. I mean, a lot of first pitch swinging.
All away, too.
Yes.
Either off speed or outside.
Two and two.
That's where I think Mac Morgan's done a good job coming in. Is she hasn't been very predictable, but she's also coming inside a lot more than Tegan Cavan did early in the count.
And another one to the opposite way. Hannah Core on base.
Another opposite field hit. Oklahoma has a game plan. They have executed it well. Even with 2 strikes. Look at the pitch location for this. This is almost off the plate, changeup away. 3/4 swing from Core. Literally just gets to the ball to get a hit in the 9-hole to bring up the top of the order.
7 of the 9 now have reached base for Oklahoma. And here's Cassidy Pickering for the 3rd time tonight. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Morgan looking away, 2-0.
And this is the one hitter too. You got to be careful throwing inside too. She's got that front toe that points towards the pitcher. It allows her to get to that inside pitch, and when she does, she hits it a long way.
That one just outside the line, foul.
Yeah, Jess, she'll even take pitches off the plate and hit them right back up the middle. I mean, she is just really good at getting those hips cleared and just getting that barrel to the ball and around it.
Yeah, you don't see that stance very often. That front toe just slightly open.
Patty Gasso loves how calculating Pickering is. Says she always has a plan at the plate. There was a stretch in late March where she reached base in 15 straight at-bats. Not 15 straight games, at-bats. Drifting foul and just out of the reach of Scott. There's a little opening there in the net.
She almost had this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a huge out to get. Pickering, best hitter in this lineup.
Full count. Draws the walk. Here's the home run hitter, Gabby Garcia, coming up.
It's really what got the party started back in the 3rd inning. The solo shot, we talked about hunting away. That's exactly what Garcia did. First pitch from the freshman shortstop. Tied her for the team lead in home runs with 13.
Yeah, she had a stretch earlier this year with a home run in 5 straight games. These newcomers have made an impact, and really there was no other way to do it. I mean, they had so many shoes to fill due to that graduating class. I mean, she's putting up SEC Freshman of the Year numbers. Can also lay down a sacrifice bunt.
And almost make it a base hit. This was a beautiful bunt. Mia Scott, great job getting to it. Pick up too at first base. But look how bang this play is. Gabby Garcia, how about after a home run, you guys? Lays down this bunt, Mia Scott all over it.
Yeah, and a good job by Leanne. Good to pick that.
Here's Ella Parker. Singled, scored in the 3rd. Atwood able to block it.
So the middles for Texas pulled up a little bit, hoping to try to keep Core at 3rd if Anything is rolled on the infield. Parker with so much power, though.
Oh, the throw down, and they've got the base runner picked. In a rundown, Core is out. Heads up by Atwood. Snap throw down to third.
Look at the way she's just going to go down to her knees, ball in the dirt, and it just snaps it right down. Mia Scott in that perfect position, gets her in the rundown, tag out. That is a huge second out of the inning for Texas.
Also called her out of the base path as well, even though Atwood did get the tag.
Pickering was able to scoot over to third.
I mean,
Let's
that's
check
a
in
huge
with
play.
Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Ella Parker, as you said, fighting through that foot injury. They're trying something different with her today. She is wearing a different cleat that's got a softer mesh top, less pressure on that foot, so she doesn't have the pain that she normally does. After she takes in that bat, she goes right back in, puts a boot on. One way to relieve pressure, she's doing a little bit less of the running drills pregame and just being as smart as she can. A lot of fans were like, why aren't you taking her out of the lineup? And Patty Gaslow said, I actually had to sit down and have a talk with her and say, I am not taking you out of the lineup. You deserve to be here. If you can't play and you're in too much pain, let us know. But Bella she wants to stay and fight through it.
Sends that one deep center. Back goes Henry with room to make the catch. And a costly base running miscue for Oklahoma. Takes a run off the board. Oklahoma with the lead over Texas. Our game summary. Tegan Cavan chased by the Sooners. A couple of home runs, including a grand slam. And Sam Landry will go to work here into the 5th inning in the circle for Oklahoma. 8-9-1 due up for Texas. Let's see if that good defensive play carries some momentum into the bats here for the Longhorns. Heads up play by Reese Atwood. They picked off a base runner at third, negated a chance at a sacrifice fly, and prevented the Sooners from putting another run up. Oh, 2. Good. Skies that one out to left. Back on the edge of the track is Abby Dayton, one down. There's Katie Bennett. Struck out on a rise ball, her first time up. This is the first of their 3-game series. It's been dominated by Oklahoma over the years. 33 of the last 36 have been won by the Sooners. Texas won last year in Austin, but they have not taken a single game off the Sooners here in Norman in 11 years.
It's a tough
that's
place.
incredible.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, even when it was Maria Himes Stadium up the road. It's even harder now in Loves Field.
Sam Landry's got that rise ball in her back pocket. For Bennett, it's a pitch she struck her out on. Her last at bat, it was way up out of the zone.
One-two pitch. High hopper, the charge, the throw. Agbayani. Not just the bat, but the glove as well. 2 down.
Typically, Bennett would use the earth here, and the infield got a little extra water before this game to try to take some of that speed away from the slappers of Texas. And the defensive play for Agbayani coming in, setting it in her glove, making that great play back to first base. That is one of the most difficult plays for a second baseman to make. But it was interesting noticing the color contrast of the field between the white lines. And, you know, that's part of the home field advantage.
First pitch swinging, bobbled by Garcia at short. And that is the first miscue for a middle infielder in SEC play.
And it's actually Agbayani who's playing over after making that great play. But again, you shift her over to more the shortstop side. That's not an easy play to make. Good job by Maloney with the shift to beat it.
And that's just the 26th error of the year for this Oklahoma club.
So a 2-out base runner. Here's Caden Henry. Third time around for the top of the order. Henry has struck out twice on a drop ball and a changeup. This is the first time that the top two in the order have been on base tonight. Inside the bag at third, and a base hit for Henry and a threat for Texas.
And this is Texas softball. When the first two batters in this can get on, you see the tracking. Watch Caden Henry here, head and eyes just staying with this pitch to poke it down the line. She's always a short game threat as well. That's why third base was pulled in.
All right, the home run hitter, Mia Scott, stepping in. And the chance to do even more damage. Two and 0.
So it's interesting, Sam Landry, if you watch when she goes into her glove, she is so tight in protecting her grips. I think Mike White actually picked the changeup from the side. She's really covering that grip. You can tell Texas has not been able to steal off that changeup in this inning. She is just really protecting.
Scott, that'll scoot through. Runner headed home, the throw to the plate. And she's out at home.
She dropped the ball.
She dropped the ball.
She did drop the ball.
The umpires will consult on the throw-in from Pickering to Emmerling. And it certainly would appear that Maloney is going to be safe, and she is.
The ball is not called home plate. There was no tag. The runner is safe.
Scott delivers again, this time with an RBI single.
It's the foot of Maloney that ends up kicking the ball out. Really had very little home plate to get into.
Well, and it looked like she actually got there before. So the catch was almost never made, but the foot looked like it got to the plate.
Yeah, she blocked the plate, but never had possession of the ball.
Maloney actually came back and touched home plate. I don't know if she even got there. But she got the glove.
Yeah, the initial slide was into the glove and the foot. The Texas threat continues here with 2 outs for Reese Atwood. One swing could tie it up. Scott now over into scoring position. Atwood waits on it and drives it out to center. One run is in. The bobble will let another one home. And here comes Texas.
And even though Landry is trying to hide those pitches, little changes like that as a pitcher, it changes your momentum, it changes your timing. A lot of these pitches are elevated. This is a changeup, it stays up, and the ball reaches the green. A little bit of a bobble out there by Hannah Core. That's going to allow Texas to score 2 runs on that Reese Atwood hit.
Big 2-out rally, and once again, it's the top of this Texas lineup doing the damage. And is this it for Landry?
I think she's trying to Patty's trying to calm down this team. Remember, Bella Emmerling had the pass ball right before that got Mia Scott into scoring position. It was not a wild pitch. It was a ball that just kind of got away that ended up costing them. So young team trying to calm them down. And an error, too, in this inning as well.
They got another arm loosening up. That's the lefty, Kirsten Deal. Here's Jolie Mitchell. And now she is the go-ahead run at the plate, trying to rally all the way back from a 6-0 deficit. Beautiful day, some drama on the diamond. Nice little Friday going on. And we're here all weekend. Ground ball to short. Garcia over to first, got her. But 3 more in for Texas. It's a 1-run game. And the hustle play, Jolie Mitchell able to slide in safely at home. Out number 3, nope. Call reversed, as it should have been. And the Horns take advantage. There is a likelihood at the top of the hour that we will have to move our softball game to ESPN News. So get your clicker ready. That may be happening at the top of the hour. Contractual agreements with the NBA to cover their playoff matchup, which is coming up next. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy a little more Texas and Oklahoma. 6 unanswered runs, or 6 runs by Oklahoma, and now 5 unanswered by Texas. Into the bottom of the 5th. And Nellie Mack drives another one to the wall, headed for second. And McEnroe Marinas has her 2nd extra base hit and her 3rd total hit of the day.
All of them have been opposite field, too. Watch her hands stay inside out this pitch. This is such a difficult thing to do, to be able to keep your hands tight to your body, drive it with power. 2 doubles and a single, all opposite field.
Boy, the counter-punching has just been fabulous today. Here come the Sooners again, and Sid Sanders will step in. That's a leadoff base runner on board. I flew too close to the sun. I think it's 3 of 5 innings, guys. I thought I had the count right, but 3 of 5 innings. Lead off aboard.
McEnroe Marinas with that 13th and 14th double of the year. Up for freshman of the year.
Yeah, that the top 25 finalists announced this week. Some of the favorites include Alexis DeBoer at Washington, Audrey Vandegrift at Alabama, Taylor Shoemaker at Florida, Tori Edwards at LSU, Sanders, fly ball to KD Bennett, 1 down.
Well, and LSU also had Hefner, their lefty pitcher.
So here comes Akbayani. This is what she did last time up.
Pitch on the outer half, just takes that out of the yard. How about her second home run of the year? It's a grand salami. But Jess, you've talked about it, just Oklahoma's ability to take pitches on the outer half and hit them for power.
Oh, she sends another one the opposite way, and that one off the base of the wall. They're waving the runner home. And sliding in safely is McEnroe Marinas. Scott cutting off the throw at third. And then taking second base is Akbayani.
Does it again, very similar to her home run swing. It's an off-speed pitch, goes down and gets it. Watch the slice on this too, and Nelly McEnroe Marinas, nice job being able to read the ball first because it was in the air, easily comes around. Mia Scott cutting off this ball. No play at home.
Oklahoma tacks another one on the board. Seven runs on 10 hits, a couple of home runs. And now they'll bring a pinch hitter to the plate, Maya Bland. Hitting in the 7 spot. Bland was fabulous a couple of weeks ago. Had a 3-run home run against Oklahoma State and then a pinch hit game-winning home run to beat Alabama. Chopped at that. And into the netting. Record crowd on hand, nearly 5,000 at Love's Field for the series opener. Oklahoma and Texas, and they are being treated to a good one. Bland, another one going the opposite way, and that'll get outside the line.
Katie Bennett seen a lot of action out in left field. A lot of opposite field swings for these lefty batters in the Oklahoma lineup.
Katie has spent most of her year in the infield. Texas recently making some defensive changes with Leanne Good now at second base. Katie Stewart coming from the outfield into short. And Bennett going from second out to left.
You don't see it too often, an outfielder playing shortstop mid-season. Unless it's Mookie Betts and the Dodgers.
And a punch out for Mac Morgan, 2 down.
Well, look at the way that Reese is going to frame this pitch. So a lot of outside works underneath the hands, that drop ball coming back in, and Bland is just going to watch that one go by. Doesn't agree with the call.
Second for Morgan. And on the run to make the catch is Caden Henry to take care of Abby Dayton. But a run up for Oklahoma. 7-5 into the 6th. And playing on Sunday and then Monday night as well on the SEC Network. Gators still in the thick of the hunt. They are in 5th place in the conference. LSU in 8th right now. Remember, the top 4 seeds will get a double bye for the SEC tournament. 5 through 9 will get the single bye, as all 15 teams will be in Athens May 6th to the 10th. Landry back in the circle, up 0-2 on Katie Stewart. Stewart grounds one to Nellie Mack, taking care of it. Send it down to Holly Rowe.
This Sam Landry was telling me yesterday that she's a pitch to contact at times, and she's had to really learn how to trust her Oklahoma teammates behind her. She said earlier in the season why she learned to trust them was after an error, Gabby Garcia was so down on herself. The freshman said, that's it. If I got an error, I have to take 3 buckets of balls. That's a lot of balls that you have to practice getting every pitch back.
Pop up to short.
And that's Garcia there, making sure that she has Sam Landry's back. Sam said, when I saw her putting in that work, holding herself to a higher standard, I knew that I was good and I could trust them to have my back as well.
Well, she is using her defense. No strikeouts in her last 13 hitters that have been up. She had 5 strikeouts through the first 11 hitters. So more pitch to contact as this game has gone on, and Texas has made those adjustments.
Here's Leanne Good. Bottom 3 in the lineup now. 0 for 7 today. Make it 0 for 8. A 1-2-3 inning for Landry. Sooners by a couple. To the bottom of the 6th here in Norman, Oklahoma with a 7-5 lead over Texas. These two teams tied for second place in the SEC, a half a game behind Texas A&M with 2 weekends to go in the regular season. And a pitching change here for Texas. Their third arm of the day will be Citlali Gutierrez. Junior out of Stanford, Texas. Got the start midweek, picked up a nice win up at Oklahoma State. And now back to her usual role out of the pen.
Yeah, she was outstanding against Oklahoma State on Wednesday. 6 innings in that game, 6 shutout innings. She's got 3 different speeds she likes to throw. She's been very good, though, in relief. Hasn't had a lot of starts this year. Coach White really likes her mix and her ability to mix those speeds late in the game. Probably just wanting to get her feet wet here, knowing there's 2 big games left in this series.
Hannah Core in the 9 spot in the lineup. Singled in the 4th and then got picked off a 3rd, got hung up on in a rundown.
Citlali really taking on that new school mentality, throws that off-speed pitch almost half the time. There's a drop ball off of that. Those are her primary pitches, a curve and changeup as well.
Backhanded by Gutierrez. 1 down with the top of the order coming up.
Well, that's it right there. That last pitch was the off-speed curveball. So she's going to be in the mid to upper 60s. It's those 3 different speeds that we talked about, Jess. That off-speed curveball is really the one that runs away from righties. She'll throw it into lefties, and then she'll follow that with a hard drop ball that comes in 68, 69 miles an hour. So she's a lot to deal with.
Here's Cassidy Pickering. Just a reminder, too, there's a chance that we will run into the start of the NBA playoff game coming up, Pacers and Bucks. That will air live from the start at the top of the hour here on ESPNU. We may have to move the softball over to ESPN News, just to let you know to get ready for that. And we are currently being simulcast over on ESPN News. We are into the bottom of the 6th, though. Texas would have just the 3 outs to work with in the 7th. Mike White's club hoping to keep this thing close, give themselves a chance in the last inning with the top of their order coming up. And it's the top here for Oklahoma. Off speed is in for a strike, 3-1.
Another great pitch. So she'll throw that on both sides of the plate into lefties.
She kind of works backwards with that. She'll throw the off speed, then you mentioned the hard drop off of it.
And lost her. So one out base runner.
That's why you got the protection. Cassidy Pickering takes this right off the elbow guard. And we're seeing that more and more too. Put your best hitters at the top. Start it off, especially someone that gets on base, as you see Tia Malloy come into pinch run. Take it back to the third inning. Gabby Garcia, big home run. That's what got the party going for Oklahoma. It was a solo shot that led to the grand slam. Consecutive hits after that.
Then she followed that up with a sacrifice bunt, so that speaks to her versatility.
And when we had that short little talk before we got interrupted by play about the freshman of the year, I was going to say LSU has 2 on those. I think Gabby Garcia should be one of those on that list as well, top 25 in the nation. She has just had an outstanding freshman year for
100%.
Oklahoma. For Oklahoma, Nelly McEnroe-Marinas is on that list, but
No, Gabby, I mean, batting second in this lineup. We've seen her bat third and clean up, but it's the glove, too. Holding down shortstop.
I mean, after Tiare Jennings was there, after Grace Lyons was there. That's one of those marquee positions in college softball, a shortstop at Oklahoma. There's Jennings, the first base coach. Reminder coming up, our softball will be moving to ESPN News here at the top of the hour. With NBA playoff action coming up, Pacers, the 2-0 lead. They'll travel to Milwaukee. Part of our triple header of NBA coverage tonight. Full count here to Garcia. Swing and a miss, the runner goes. Malloy sliding in, and they got her. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. And we are headed to the 7th. And hopefully you'll follow us, softball fans, over to ESPN News for the completion of this one. As we get you off to the NBA playoffs coming up, the Pacers and the Bucks. The strikeout for Sitlali, and then Atwood, the throwdown and the tag out. Don't forget, we're moving over to ESPN News, and then games 2 and 3 in the next couple of days. Oklahoma over Texas as we head to the 7th inning. And Sam Landry will go for the complete game win here. She'll have to do it against 9 and then the top of the order. Vanessa Quiroga is the pinch hitter here at the bottom.
The goal for Sam Landry and the Sooners: do not let Mia Scott and Reese Atwood get up in this inning. You mentioned 9-1-2. Mia Scott would be up 4th. Those two have been the team's production. 4 or 5, the team's RBIs.
On a Landry efficient in the top of the 6th inning. She's actually had 3 1-2-3 innings in this game, which is impressive. She just got into trouble in that 4th and 5th.
She does have 12 complete games, looking for her 16th win of the season. As Quiroga fouls it off. So here's what we're looking at in the 7th. Texas, queens of the comeback wins this year. OU stingy late in games. Here's the 2-2. The senior from Corpus Christi staying alive. 4 for 12 this year as a pinch hitter with a couple of home runs. Staying in it. Through 3 innings, they trailed 6-zip and have rallied to get right back in it. Quiroga reaches for it. Sanders, it's a foot race, and Sid wins it 1 down. Top of the order. And it's the 4th time they get a look at Landry.
Well, and Beth, to your point, it was big. It was 6-0. It was looking like this could have been a run rule game, and that would have really hurt Texas, not having the extra looks at Sam Landry. So that will hopefully, for Texas, pay dividends. On the flip side of that, for Oklahoma, they just need to keep putting runs up on the board, so Landry or whoever is out there in the circle for them, if they give up a couple runs, it's not as big of a deal.
Maloney reached on an error and scored in that 3-run 5th inning, and a base runner for Texas gets the tying run to the plate. And the Longhorns inch a little bit closer to at-bats for Scott Natwood.
There are 3 people on the left side of the infield. This is so difficult. Find the one hole. You got to go up, line drive. Ashton Maloney. What seemed impossible, great hit against the shift.
Caden Henry singled and scored her last time up. Ground ball, Sanders bobbles, and everybody's safe. And now the tying runs are aboard, and Mia Scott is the go-ahead with a home run and an RBI single tonight.
Sid Sanders, this looks like this potentially is a double play that could end the game, but that little bit of a bobble as she looks towards second gives the opportunity for Texas to stay right in it. Second error of the game, 27th of the year for Oklahoma.
Texas has not won a game here since 2014. Hunting for a late lead. Oh, a change up in for a strike.
She's hiding that changeup, Smitty, to your point, so much better. Later in this game has made the adjustment after Texas had it picked.
Playing, or starting, I should say, in her 236th game tonight. Few, if any, in the country have seen as many pitches as Mia Scott has. Ground ball, Sanders stepping on first to get the second out. And now the tying run in scoring position for Reese Atwood with first base open. Do you throw to her?
I'm going all caps.
What's
no.
the consensus?
Yeah, I think you throw around her. You obviously don't intentionally walk her, see if she'll strike herself out. If you're going to have someone beat you, I think it's got to be Mitchell, not Atwood.
And here comes Rocha. Yeah, the conversation is, look, she's their best hitter. First base is open. Maybe ask Sam Landry, what are you comfortable with?
I mean, she's added to her RBI total that is already a record at Texas.
What's crazy, she's got 2 hits, but she's yet to really lay into one. We haven't seen her totally barrel it up. That's how good of a hitter Reese Atwood is.
Oh, by the way, Jolie Mitchell, no slouch. She came in hitting 400
with 12 home runs.
Yeah, well, this is the danger zone. Atwood has 16 home runs. Mitchell has 12.
What a night in Norman. Not done yet. Greatest slugger ever to put on the burnt orange. Will she see a pitch to hit? Not that one.
No, not that one. That's not even competitive.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Not the next three either.
Yeah, they're intentionally walking her.
And oh, is Jolie Mitchell's heart pumping right now?
Jen Rocha had just come out of the dugout and yelled at Bella behind the plate. Just get over in the other batter's box. Don't even make a mistake. Look at where she's at.
Remember, Jolie Mitchell got run over by an LSU player. Texas thought there should have been an ejection. It didn't happen. Jolie, cool as a cucumber. Next at bat, Tater. And she will step into the moment here with the bases loaded.
That's a good call on Oklahoma's part. If Reese Atwood had beat you, you would not be able to sleep tonight.
Now you've also got the force out at any base. And they'll pull Atwood here. She can re-enter if Texas can extend the game, but the pinch runner is on Adea Wallace. And she would be the go-ahead at first base. A single. Henry reaching on an error, an intentional walk. Looking to tie it up or take the lead and try and erase some bad memories here in the last decade. I know your calendar still says April, but it feels a lot like mayhem.
My goodness.
Tonight in Norman.
Oh, yes.
Everyone on their feet in this stadium. Wow.
Nope, 2-1.
Gosh, and as a hitter, trying to keep the heart rate within range. I mean, it's going to be elevated. Keep it within range.
Maloney, Henry, and Wallace aboard. Texas down to its final strike.
Mitchell up in the box, and they are challenging her with that off speed. Coming back to it again.
Landry's been in some big moments in her career, none bigger than this one. Gets away from the catcher, and a run will come in to score. It's a one-run game. And the tying run at third, the go-ahead at second.
Well, this is where Landry trying to control those nerves. A drop ball, she just throws that down in the dirt after throwing quite a few change-ups. Big 3-2 count here.
Mitchell, fly ball to center. Hannah Core is there, ball game. Sooners hang on to win it. After the valiant comeback effort from Texas, 7-6, the final in game one.
buckle up for the series, huh? I mean, you talk about game